Hello everyone, and welcome to Divine Debut 11. This is Kathy speaking. The messenger is here. How are you all today on the 27th of August of 2024? I hope you're all doing well. After that full moon in Aquarius, which was a very powerful portal, which was in a challenging aspect to Uranus. So yeah, we've had a lot of surprises, good and bad, I suppose, but more so on the challenging side recently. And our patrons are more in touch with what's going on with me personally. I had a weekend from hell. It was a difficult one with a sudden surgery because of appendicitis regarding one of my family members. So I hope it's this full moon and its outcome hasn't been as stressful for you as it has been for me. I'd love to hear your comments as to what's been going on for you. I hope that you're all doing well, and if you've got your birthday today, happy birthday. A very close and beloved, we could say family member, is celebrating their birthday today, and we've got some really nice aspects today as Venus through Virgo is in a very positive connection to Uranus, but also to Pluto and Neptune. We've got a configuration in the sky which is called a kite, and a kite aspect, especially concerning Earth, means it speaks to stability, right, and securities. Of course, it's not exact, but we've got a lot of potential, as even in September we're going to be seeing this kite forming, with everything that goes through the planets that will be moving through Virgo. Happy birthday, my beautiful Virgos, my early born Virgos. It's been tough with, Venus opposing Saturn through Pisces. We're coming into eclipse energies. September 18th is going to be a lunar eclipse. After that new moon, 3rd or 4th of September in Virgo, which will be in opposition again to Saturn. Saturn there in Pisces, right? Which is the limitations, the restrictions, the needing to put in more effort. An opposition aspect means it's like a full moon where we have the ability to see what's sort of stunting our growth, our forward momentum, right? And of course, speaking of love connections, money situations, because Venus from Virgo, where she's not strong, she's in her full position, so she's a little bit stingy, we could say. Stingy with love, stingy with forward momentum, because we need to be certain. We need to be diligent and do the hard work. Perfectionism could also be something that's stunting our growth, our forward momentum. Someone needs to be secure, certain, because Venus is squaring over to Mars through Gemini, which is the house ruled by Mercury. And Mercury, which is also the ruling planet of Virgo, is turning direct tomorrow. So this Mercury retrograde through Virgo and Leo, Mercury right now is in Leo, so obviously affecting the fixed signs born in the last 10 days. So Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, and Taurus. Well, this Mercury retrograde has affected most of us. It is the collective sky we're looking at. So in the area of Leo and Virgo, potentially for your chart, that's where we've needed to revisit, retweak, relook at a situation, right? Mercury is the way we perceive, the way we talk, the way we think, right? And how we move. We haven't been able to move. There have been cancellations, there have been drawbacks, postponements, a lot of difficulties. And we know Mercury is also, being the ruling planet, Mercury rules Gemini, and we've got Jupiter there. Jupiter usually brings blessings. It's like the blessings have been sort of postponed or not allowed to come through yet. they've been taken aback. We needed to go back and revisit situations. And Mars is also there. So, you know, even just Mercury retrograding. And of course, we've got a few planets that are retrograde. The outer planets like Neptune and Saturn and Pluto, who's almost ready in the next few days to step back into Capricorn. And Uranus in the next few days will also turn a retrograde. What can I say? There's just so much that's going on in the sky. If you're a patron, right, and you're on tier 3, you know all about it because we go into the details. If you're not a patron, then do consider joining us, as we do talk a lot more about the astrology. Anyway, the messenger is here, and let's get you your message as we're reading the collective energies and what could be coming through right now, or whenever you get to view this this reading. We're going to take the mythic oracle today and see what the gods have got to say. Stick around till the end of the reading. We'll be looking at the Lenormand, the Mystic Moon Oracle, to see where we are pertaining to the psyche. We're using the Witch's Tarot, which is my my favorite deck. It just speaks to me. So let's see what the Karma Dharma is today, dear Spirit, calling on advice. Advice from the gods, from the angels. Let's see what's playing out now. As above, so below. We're all part of the collective, remember. Let's see what's going on. I just wanted to say, for those of you that know about my personal situation, just letting you know that it's thumbs up. Thumbs up. All is good. All is good. So it's back to work for me now. I have already posted a comment on our Patreon page. For those of you that are with us, you know more about what's going on personally. Of course, this is YouTube, so there's a lot of people here. We don't usually share our personal life, but just letting you all know that it's been tough for me, and I'm sure you've all had your own issues, so that's why I'm sharing that with you here. Let's see what's going on. We've got Jupiter. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. Beautiful. Absolutely. Goosebumps. Fated events. Divine timing. It's all happening now. And because I spoke of surgery, please know Chiron in the chart does speak to surgery. Mars in the chart does speak to surgery. And if you look at the astrology of, someone who's needed to have surgery, it just screams out. It screams out surgery. But everything happens as it must. There's a divine plan. So we always need to trust in that. Because Mars is the scalpel. It's anything that cuts. And I'm a Virgo, so Gemini squares me. And a square is never an easy aspect. So for all our Virgos out there, and I know there's a few of you, obviously, it hasn't been easy, okay? Okay, let's see what the messenger is bringing us today, as we've got still that Jupiter square from Saturn. Jupiter is squaring over to Saturn, Jupiter from Gemini, and over to Saturn. So it's the mutable signs that are under the microscope, under the pressure, pertaining to the eclipses, the forthcoming eclipses, as well as the eclipses will be happening on the axis Virgo Pisces, therefore challenging all the mutable signs. So Virgo, Pisces, Gemini and Sagittarius. Dear Spirit, what's going on energetically? Speak to us, please. What's going on today? Let's see what's going on. We have a Queen of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Very creative, very powerful, very magnetic, very much about taking action, having confidence, initiating change. She is very creative. She holds that Ace of Wands, which is her creativity, her spark, right? She's very charismatic. She's driven. She's chasing her desires, or she's hoping to create something. Okay, she's larger than life, she's very generous, and she's very, very powerful. Let's see what is the challenge relative to what she's creating. And remember, she's also very psychic, very intuitive. Just the kitty sitting on her lap. Cats are very psychic, and especially people who, I've heard that they sort of prevent any difficult negative energies from being absorbed, right? Cats are very, very intuitive indeed. So think of, a cat and their instincts and their fast action and reaction. She's surrounded by cats. I know a lot of you out there are very, very strong cat lovers. I've got 2 that are with me, of course, as most of you know. So there's something about, strong intuition relative to what she's hoping to create or what she desires. What's her challenge? Her challenge is the Justice card. So maybe there have been some injustices, maybe something very karmic is playing out right now. Yes, she could have fire and Libra in her chart, or there's something that she's needing to or trying to manifest, to create, and that could involve relative to the South Node in Libra, which is she's needing to let go of her comfort zone and have the confidence and the gusto, the bravery to move forward on what she's hoping to create, right? And just letting you know, Venus is at the 27th degree of Virgo, which is where, well, the eclipse, the full moon eclipse, lunar eclipse happening on the 18th of September is at the 26th degree of Pisces. So Virgo is actually in opposition now to the forthcoming eclipse. And we know eclipses are very fated events, and this is a very strong major arcana card, which does speak to justice, fate, 11. It's a number 11. Think of the number 11. 11 is a master number. It obviously cannot be added, it cannot be divided. It's a very powerful number. It does remind me of the possibility of a portal that's opening, and I feel it's got a lot to do with the past lifetimes, your childhood. That's what the South Node is, the collective South Node of the moon, which Venus will conjoin with in the coming days. And because Juno, the asteroid of commitment and marriage and contracts, is there with the South Node in Libra at that 6th, 7th degree, this is about, my dear friends. These things do happen. Let's continue. So we were talking about that South Node in Libra, which Venus will conjoin with. And it's all about getting out of our comfort zone and moving towards the North Node. So the challenge is justice. Let's see what is at the foundation relative to the past. And we've got a Knight of Cups, so it could be relative to a romantic offer or a creative offer. Knight of Cups, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. We know the Knight of Cups is someone that's not mature in the area of romance or creativity. There's a inability or uncertainty relative to this offering, this Ace of Cups, which is in the hands of this knight. So we know that justice also many times, because it's Libra. Libra speaks to relationships. It speaks to balance and harmony and possible separation and divorce. And I've heard of many people that are at, they're at the last leg of, I can't do this anymore. I can't go back anymore to where I was. I need to grow towards that North Node and let go, because I need to follow my own passion, my own life, and bring happiness, right? Because if this is Aries, which the Queen of Wands usually more so is, Aries is the North Node, and that's cardinal fire. That's Mars, you know, a Mars ruled sign, which says we need to cut away any relationships or even business partnerships that were not meant to be with us anymore, that were not good enough, that were not fair with us, right? Let's see what's crowning. We've got the Chariot, and that is Cancerian energy. The Chariot, major arcana number 7. 7, of course, 7 is a number of conflict, right? It comes after number 6, which is a card of balance, equilibrium. The Chariot is about change. It's about transition. So we're looking at maybe this is a possible connotation of Mars that will very soon step into Cancer, right? For some of you, this could be a promise of, you know, next May when Jupiter will step into Cancer, where he'll be very strong. Jupiter is about manifestation, right? About justice, about philosophy and wisdom. This could speak to a house change, emotionally getting out of our comfort zone, because Cancer rules the natural 4th house. And so it is relative to the past, and, you know, all these retrogrades do speak to the past. So this is transition, change. It's about moving towards victory, but of course it's the black and white horse, the black and white sphinx in the traditional Rider-Waite tarot. So it's, you know, it's the light and the darkness. And of course, because we've got still very strong energies pertaining to Gemini, Mars being there, which is our drive, our action, our confidence, Jupiter expanding on that. How we perceive things. Do we go back? Are we dealing with siblings? Are we dealing with anything to do with business and commerce? It's very important to look at the area of Gemini in our chart, because Mercury is retrograde, right? Which Mercury rules Gemini. And of course, this is very significant for the mutable signs. So there's a lot of pressure on what do I do. Gemini speaks to the twins. You know, twins could be a twin flame relationship. Our people who are in our environment, people that are very close to us, that we communicate on a daily basis. Yes, it could be people who feel like our soul tribe, right? But also, again, movement, physical movement, whether it's short distance, long distance, because remember, Jupiter rules Sagittarius, which is the 9th natural house of long distance, and Jupiter is in the house of short distance. So a lot to do with education, with learning, with teaching. But everything is attached to the past, because Cancer is the past, the natural 4th house. It's our living situation, our personal life, matters to do with our family, where we reside. It's got to do with our heritage, with our deep past, our childhood. Let's see. Recent past, Ace of Swords, a lot of reckoning, a lot of clarity, a lot of cutting, a lot of needing, seeking the truth. We see the Justice card, which holds the Ace of Swords, a lot to do with clarity, and a lot of to do with clearing out, because there's been a lot of confusion. I mean, Saturn and Neptune in Pisces. Pisces is the escapism. It's the I can't see clearly. I've got clouded judgment. And, Saturn there is trying to put a lid on our inability to see clearly. Saturn is grounding. He's trying to take off those rose-colored glasses that we've been wearing. And because Neptune is very spiritual and very, it's godly, it's the divine. It's as though Saturn, which is all about reality, a reality check that we're going through, but also the ability to start building on that dream, which is how I see Saturn in Pisces. There is a divine plan, my dear friends, as Pluto is in good aspect to Neptune, and from Neptune to Uranus. These are the outer planets. So there are many, many possibilities. Even though Saturn is saying, wait, everything's happening in divine timing. There is Jupiter, which Jupiter also speaks to a cycle coming to an end. Jupiter is a number 10, which turns into an ace. Right? So something needs to end before we can move forward. Okay? Let's see what the possible outcome is. We've got the Two of Wands. So some of us are still in the position of needing to make a choice, still in a dilemma, still needing to tweak things, change things. Remember, in the Two of Wands, it's as though, I mean, we've gone from the Ace of Wands, which is what the Queen of Wands holds, to the Two, which is like a portal. But he's actually holding on to the Ace of Wands, which says, okay, there's something that I once desired, once created, which it's like that wand, that fire, you know, because there's growth on the wand, on the staff. It's like, because wands are about fire, something has fizzled out. I'm no longer there anymore. I've left that behind, and now I'm seeking a new, there's a new portal that's opening up here for a new desire. That could be something we're creating or something that we desire. So it can speak to relationships and partnerships. Twos always speak to dilemmas, right? Choices. Nine of Cups, which is a wish fulfillment, or possibly also, I'm going to say, if there's the inability to, or you haven't been able to have a wish fulfillment, let's say, or something that you were hoping to manifest has not panned out yet. Maybe it's a time for self-discovery. Maybe it's a time to, it's like Spirit is saying, okay, something is being worked out, but make sure that you're happy in your own skin, first of all, because the Queen of Wands, she can manifest, she can attract, she can create, but she needs to be happy within her own skin, because, of course, if she's Aries is I, me, my, whereas Libra is us. The challenge is us here, but that's the challenge in the South Node. So what did we need to let go of? It's the us. First, we need to be happy within our own skin, and maybe be happy and complete within ourselves before we can find the us, right? So Nine of Cups is a very positive card indeed. Now, we don't read reversals here, so for some of you, maybe this has not happened yet. We do see a fair few cups here. We've got the Page of Cups. Pisces comes through very strongly. Knight of Cups, right? So there's a transition, maturation, let's say, or some sort of growth, which is potential and promised here. Lots of cups, which do speak to, cups are water, so it speaks to emotions, speaks to going with the flow, not going up against the wall, the door that's closed right now, because Saturn is opposing the Virgo part of our charts, which it's Virgo time now. So all the, the Sun, Venus, Mercury will at some point step into a Virgo early September, right? So there's an opposition right now. So it's like Spirit is saying, wait, right? Let's take the Lenormand and see what's coming through today, the 27th of August. As tomorrow Mercury turns direct, he will be covering his tracks that he retrograded over in the last 10 days of the fixed signs and the first 5 days of the mutable signs. So if you're a mutable sign, you've got anything up until roughly the is it the 4th, 5th degree of Virgo? If I remember right, then that Mercury retrograde is very significant for you. So let's see what's going on, what's coming through, dear Spirit. We've got the snake, which the snake speaks to deep desires, secrecy, Third parties. The snake is usually the other woman. It does speak to moon in Cancer. So there's a lot of secrecy relative to someone's emotional life, their emotional happiness. You know, this card could speak to planning as well, but it speaks to sexuality and wisdom and possibly also forbidden knowledge up until a certain degree. But I do believe with Mercury retrograding as he enters Virgo early September, we should have the understanding, even though the news may be a little bit hard, whatever we're hearing about, because Mercury in Leo, as he's going to turn direct, he's going to square over to Uranus in Taurus. So there could be some shocking, striking information that we don't expect. Wow, okay, this is a deep desire to date, to flirt, to bring forward this offer maybe that's been blocked, or it wasn't the right timing, right? But we've got a brand new cycle. This is Mercury, lots of messages coming in, a new cycle. Lots of energetic, passionate and speedy messages and news, positive news coming in about a new beginning. But this new beginning will involve a cutting away. The scythe is there. Someone's going through a death process, an ending. We've got a spiritual connection, or someone's trying to do things in the ethical right way, because the lily does speak to an open wound that needs to be purified, cleansed, and Virgo is about purity and cleansing and health, healthy relationships. Wow, everyone. With the key here, the revelation will be here, but the key is also Chiron, who was the initial ruling planet of Virgo before Virgo was given Mercury as its lord. So, you know, the lily also speaks to Chiron in Virgo, and the key for me is Chiron. It's that surgical procedure, whether it's a physical wound or an emotional wound or a childhood wound, right? The key is also a new home. It's a new relationship. It's a new opening. And Chiron is transiting through Aries, right? Chiron is also retrograde. So we're going back to find the resolution, how to get unblocked, how to resolve that open wound, whether it's a physical, psychological, mental, even, anything to do with the I, me, my, which is where the North Node is in Aries. We've all got Aries somewhere in our chart. Oh my God. 24, number 24 equals a 6, which is the Lovers. We've got a divine masculine here. There will be news relative to a divine masculine and his emotions, love situations. The heart is Sun in Leo. It speaks to a spring energy, love, romance, forgiveness, reconciliation. There has been secrecy, stealth, a lot of lack of communication, or someone holding back on information. It could be relative to any divorce, any legal matters, anything written, spoken, or legal. So I want to take another layer here. Let's take another layer. What's this Nine of Cups about? Why do we have the Nine of Cups as the general energy, dear Spirit? The key is a number 33, and that's another master number. 3 is the Empress. 3 is expansion, growth. It could involve third parties. The Empress does speak to patience, growth, pregnancy, manifestation, creativity. Wow, we've got a King of Cups here. We had the Page, we had the Knight. Now we've got the King, Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces, and a 6 of Cups. Children are involved. Relationships from the past are returning. Situations connected to children, connected to the past. Yes, it could be your childhood or someone you've known forever, a soulmate. Wow, look at all the cups here. Unbelievable. That's 16 cups. 16 is also Uranus. Uranus is trining over from Taurus to Virgo right now. So expect unexpected news coming in, which doesn't mean it's going to be easy, but it's for our highest good. Right? There's something that we're going to find out. Someone's looking for a resolution. They're trying to do the rightful thing. Remember, Virgo is very motherly. It's all about the details. It's all about hard work, putting extra effort, being of service. Why do we have the Chariot? We've got a King of Pentacles, minor arcana of the Emperor. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We know this is a very slow king. And we see two kings here, a water sign and an earth sign. Could be the same person, could be two different people. But usually water and earth, they work well together. We see a Four of Swords. So there's been a heartbreak, there's been a disappointment, there have been third parties. There's been an inability to accept a cup because someone needed to go through healing. Four of Swords is inaction. Someone is at war here. The warrior needed time, needed to have the confidence, needed to understand, to think, to perceive, to clear the mind, to work with an open wound to find a resolution. Yeah, we needed to wait. The Hanging Man is about closing a major karmic cycle, releasing, surrendering, seeing things from a higher perspective, going through a spiritual awakening, needing time alone, being in solitude, clearing the mind, doing things behind the scenes. Why do we have the Justice card as the challenge? Yeah, this is a divorce. This is a divorce. This is a connection also possibly to the right business partnership, to the right marriage potential. Four of Wands in the now, which is 11-11, my dear friends. What is the outcome? We've got 1, 2 fours. Fours, remember, are the Emperor. I keep getting goosebumps today. I don't know what this is. Another 4. 4, 4, 4. Spirit is speaking very loudly to us. Someone is having difficulty in making a choice. We do see the closed door, but what I notice on this door is the cross, which speaks to beliefs. For me, the cross in the Lenormand is a heavy burden, is like the Ten of Wands. Someone has not been communicating very close to the King of Pentacles, not communicating about their issues, about change, needing to transition, right? Big changes, and they're connected to the past, to their emotional life. Remember, the Four of Pentacles is the miser. It's like fear of opening up, trusting, with it being with an open heart, which is also the Knight of Cups here. But we see the King of Cups, which is someone that's gone through a maturation. We're talking about kings and queens, which means it's been a while. Yes, there have been lessons that have been learnt, but this is also, remember, it comes after the 3, which is the Empress. Someone's been patient and needing the security, or needing to be certain before they can provide the security. Let's see. We've got the 5 of Wands, which is like nightmares. It's like conflict, internal, external. There's still a battle going on. There's still a nightmare here, conflict going on. But we're going to have information. We're going to have communication. Remember, this is Gemini energy. It's the Page of Swords, which is about communication. Remember, Mercury is going to turn direct. So it's all about clearing the fear. Through speaking truth, the sword has shown up very strongly for us. And of course, as Pluto is leaving Aquarius and going back into that last degree of Capricorn, and that's where the kite very positive aspect relative to Earth. We've all got the Earth sign somewhere in our chart. That will be playing out in the next couple of months as, you know, Pluto needs to finish up in Capricorn. So we'll be here and we'll be talking about it. But it's like when we're looking at the last degrees, they're called the anaretic degrees of Earth signs, which speak to our security and practical matters, and slow but steady forward momentum. Yeah, things take time. But the apex, the focal point of this beautiful big aspect, big kite aspect, which is forming and playing again and again in September, is pointing to Neptune, which is the dream, which is the divine plan, my dear friends. Yes. And there's the energy of Neptune. Many doors can open as long as we believe. Remember also that Jupiter rules Pisces as well. But Jupiter is squaring over to Saturn and to Pisces and to Neptune. It's like saying, even though we may not be seeing the results or, you know, the actual wish fulfillment, which is the Nine of Cups, the potentials are there. As long as we are able to find the key, the resolution, the resolve. And because the key is a master number, number 33, that's Venus in Taurus. Now Venus is going to be stepping into Libra, which is her rulership. And so it's not so much about the physical aspect, because Venus in Taurus is the physical, tangible. And that's what's sort of playing out because Uranus is in Taurus, and where we needed the security, the, how can I say, the materialistic, the actuality of Taurus. Uranus is there, which is the sky god, saying that first things can manifest on a more spiritual level and then on a more practical. So I think that that's what's going on. Let's see emotionally where we are. What is the potential at this time? Well, the answer is no. We see the earth is barren. It has not been watered. Someone has not been watering their garden. This is a fifth dimensional connection. There's nostalgia. So this to me says exactly what I was talking about the physical aspect of what it is we're hoping to create. Right now, it's as though we're creating it on a more emotional, spiritual, psychological level before we can manifest it on a more materialistic, real level. And that's what Saturn in Pisces is for me. Yep, there's still secrecy here. Settling, which someone's been staying in a situation, fearing getting out of their comfort zone. Are children involved? Because we've got the teddy bear here. The teddy bear could speak to someone's childhood, and the nostalgia card is also about the past lifetimes as well. Because the teddy bear here is like innocence. This is like the dog and the fox, let's say. Right? Someone hasn't been totally truthful here. The other person has been settling and waiting and hoping that there will be, that someone's going through a reality check and seeing the truth, and that there's no need for deception. Someone needs to come clean here. This could also speak to self-deception and those rose-colored glasses as well. And we've got pride and ego. Someone feels as though they're holding back on their challenges, the testings, the test that they're going through, because it feels like a sign of weakness, I get here. But this is a very positive card indeed, and does speak to luck. It does speak to spirituality, abundance. It's an amazing energy, an amazing card. Remember that the peacock is the symbol of Juno, the wife of Zeus. And she was very loyal. She was the queen of the gods. So there can be a little bit of pride and ego, but someone needs to, and they're probably going through some humbling because this is a card of ego. But it's a card of manifestation and luck and abundance. And what can I say? It's an amazing, amazing card. Now, remember, the male peacock is very prideful, but remember, he will fight till his death for his beloved partner. So there could be competition, third parties here. But there is also devotion and there is an offering. Someone has seen the bigger picture and they're taking action. There will be communication. The cycles of Saturn, maybe in this cycle, let's say, because we've got big cycles, small cycles. To me, this is Uranus, Saturn, because Uranus is seeing the bigger picture from up above, right? And of course, Uranus is a stronger planet and he's being activated. Both Saturn and Uranus are being activated, of course. But Uranus does bring the revelations, the tower moments, unexpectedly, when we least expect them, right? So, wow. Okay, let's just take 3 Sibilas. I want to look at the outcome, just give you a little bit more clarity. What's beneath that 7 of Cups? We've got 8 of Pentacles. Someone's doing their detective work. Virgo energy. Someone's looking at the little details. I do get very strong Plutonian energies here because we see the skull here, and it's a very, someone's doing their work, looking at the little details. Beneath that is the shadow side, the fears, Saturnian energies. Someone's looking for a way to heal, to overcome the fears, the blockages of the Ace of Wands. What's blocking our desires? A metamorphosis, a death process, needing to surgically cut away. We see the butterfly there on the Ace of Wands, which was the Queen of Wands, the first card that we put down. So, and we could say also that because Juno is on the South Node and in opposition to the North Node, remember Juno was not I, me, my. The wife of Jupiter, that's a good one. The wife of Jupiter and Zeus. She stayed loyal. And she's obviously in opposition to the North Node, which is like, she was not all about herself and being selfish. She was very devoted. But she also... she also was the protectress of women and children. So she felt an obligation to lead by example. Not to say that she didn't get her blood back relative to getting back at Zeus for what he did to her. So there is a sense of revenge here, or being a little bit vengeful. So let's see what the outcome speaks to. We've got alegria, merriment, and happiness. 9 of Wands is like, I'm at the end of the road. I've been through a lot, but I'm still standing, let's say. We've got helpful energies, Virgo energies, with a Donna de Servizio, which is like, there's helpful energies here in the Virgo potential, at looking at the details, at going through a healing process. Yeah. And we've got an Omaggio de Preziosi. The precious gift is here. We've got 2 cards that speak to Earth, which is practical, and Virgo is about slow steps moving forward. The gift is here. It's the 8 of Pentacles, which is shown here. So maybe what someone is doing behind the scenes in secrecy is going to end up being a gift. This could be a practical gift, a gift, an emotional gift. It doesn't have to be a physical gift, right? But maybe in the time of Virgo, that's when the gift, it comes through. And it could come through hard work, working really hard. Work also is involved here because Earth does, and Virgo is the house of work. It's the natural 6th house. And we've got falsità, issues of trust. But the cat is also, remember, strong intuition. Let's see, because falsehood can also be that, you know, I've been wearing those rose-colored glasses. I could not see clearly. Virgo is all about clarity, right? Because Pisces opposite is the lack of clarity, the illusion. Let's see what the gods... What is the advice, please, Spirit, today? What is it that we need to know? And we have Helios, Illumination, number 8, which is also the Strength card. This is the Sun. And of course, Mercury is in the house that is ruled by the Sun, Leo. So this does speak to leadership. This does speak to healing and clarity. Let's read number 8. Remember, we had the 1111 portal, the 8th of the 8th, right? In August. Maybe we're having the clarity now. Number 8. Like revisiting. This is the infinity symbol, number 8. Illumination and the myth. Helios is the son of Hyperion and Thea. He is a Titan and the brother of Selene, Moon, and Eos, Dawn. The personification, I can never say this word, of the sun. He is often depicted as a beautiful crowned god who rode a chariot across the sky. There it is. Through the day, illuminating the world with his light. Now, I'm going to say also that, okay, the sun is Helios, but also remember that Pluto also rode his chariot, but that was the god of the underworld. So because we've got a black and white horse, this is like sort of dealing with both the darkness and the light for me. But this is like the illumination of the world coming from the sun god. The message now says, if Helios has shown up in your cards today, the sun is shining on you now. This is a time of illumination. Clarity and joy are coming to you now as your life becomes illuminated. When our vision is clear, we have the joy and comfort of perspective. We are able to make sense of past, present, and future, thereby allowing ourselves to make clear decisions about our lives. So that will be very helpful with the Two of Wands as the outcome card. Now is a very good time to write and reflect upon where you are as things are becoming clear for you. You may feel yourself filled with inspiration and positivity, as this is an empowering period filled with vast possibility and much joy. Use this new burst of energy to propel you forward to where you want to be in your life. But most importantly, do not forget to celebrate life, to play and have fun, for life is nothing without joy. Now is the time for renewed energy, clarity, and perspective. Have fun. The sun is shining on your life right now, so enjoy this highly abundant and fruitful period. Now, yes, that can happen for many of us. Remember that the sun in the next couple of weeks is also going to oppose Saturn. So we will have the clarity of what those limitations are. That could also be the ending of, for some of us, the ending of the inability to see clearly. And then we know how to deal with the blockages and the limitations, because we will have the clarity of and the reality of what's really going on. So I'm wishing you all well relative to what's going on for you and your personal lives. I want to thank you so much for connecting with me, for your support, your love, for liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting. More than likely, I will be back tomorrow for the Twin Flame Soulmate love reading. And of course, as I said, with my own personal issues, as I was hoping to be on time with the readings, again, there's always something happening to sort of stunt or to slow down my forward momentum. We got to take things as they come. That's life, okay? So I'm wishing you all well, as long as we know our destination. Remember, Virgo is slow, but is very diligent and very certain about where Virgo is heading. Knight of Pentacles, slow and steady wins the race, okay? It's not about when, it's about where. As long as we know where we're heading. Love and light to all of you, my dear friends. Sending you all my best. And I'd love to hear from you. Do connect with us. Sending you much love and a big thank you, a special thank you to our patrons, and for your loving comments, your loving words, and your understanding. My beautiful patrons, thank you so much. I read all your comments. Much love, people. Talk to you tomorrow.